your wife might be contributing to the grace. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's me, but
I'm just glad she's not contributing to the graves, because if she was contributing to the graves, that had to be a conversation between us. Like, look, we're contributing to these graves. I'm trying to look young and fabulous when we go out to these probates and these things where they like, why your husband look over the shit?
Right.
And I'm trying to look. I want them to be like, excuse me, ma'am, is that your son? No, it's my husband.
Instead of waking up in the morning randomly one day and say, look at my face. Look what you did to me. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Fallout podcast. The According to Wes podcast. You got me, Wes, and you got DeLaw here.
The aristocrats today. I am drinking my wine. I had my cheese and salami and pepperoni. And
so that's the word you was messing up, charcuterie? What was you saying? Now I'm thinking about it. That was the other word that you was messing up?
Doesn't matter what I was saying. Just know the wife ignored me the whole time. I was like trying to say the words. She was just like, I'm not listening to you. Like
every time to be funny when that comes up, I always say Sharkoochie. My wife hates it.
Oh my Lord.
That's what it sounds like. The Sharkoochie board. Like,
board.
What? The what, sir?
Yeah, the Sharkoochie board.
Ooh, you suck.
Oh my, yo, John Cena
retiring.
Favors.
He retiring.
Yeah.
In 2025.
Yeah. When I seen that this morning, I was thinking like, that has to be like the second WWE figure that has kind of made his name for himself in Hollywood. To a how can I put it? Not popular, but just like to a good extent. I know Batista is there, but I think John Cena shit is above Batista in acting.
I was going to say Hulk Hogan. I didn't even think of.
Man, we don't recognize him.
I mean, I'm just saying, Hulk Hogan was the first one to get a main thing in
No, can he? What I'm saying is, can he act? Would you be willing to see movies with him in it?
I saw quite a few with him in it, and when I was a kid, because I didn't know what good acting was.
Okay, I'm talking about as an adult. You're an aristocrat now. You're drinking wine with your pinky up. Yeah, I mean, it is a red Solo cup, but it is wine in that cup.
Hey, look, man, look. All right, you got to let me aristocrat.
Yo, when you moved it right there, just blurred out the cup.
Let me arrest right into it, man. You know, I got wine glasses, but you know,
who the fuck want to wash them? I got you.
Exactly. I can just toss this in the trash, you know.
Yo, I got you.
Look, you know, you gotta work smarter, not harder.
True. If Hulk Hogan thought about that, he'd be a better actor. But listen, so we ain't talking about Hulk Hogan. Maybe
Wayne the Rock,
Tiny. Maybe, I mean, you get Debo, you get Tiny, Zeus, Tiny Lister. You got him.
I mean,
you could kind of give him that because he gave us a classic.
Yeah.
No, he didn't give us. He was in a classic.
He was in a classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in a couple classics. Yeah. I mean, the Hood classic was, you know,
Friday.
Now, as far as other classics, you got Fifth Element. You know.
Oh yeah. Was he a Fifth Element?
Yeah, he was.
He was the
president.
He was the president. Yeah. That ain't another Hood. Okay.
I didn't say it was a Hood classic. I just said
another classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was that movie had was it Mila Djokovic,
mm-hmm.
Bruce Willis, Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
Who else was in that motherfucker? It was a lot of people in that movie.
Yeah, it was quite a bit. A lot of people who I know what other movies they played in, but a lot of them were in there. Yeah.
I can't think of their names at the moment, but of course, I named them the main four.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, John Cena. The Rock has pretty much solidified himself as I'm action guy. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of took over Arnold Schwarzenegger and the junk, not Karate Man action guy, but action guy, like a step above Tom. If I dare say Tom Cruise.
I mean, he had to work his way up to be the action guy.
No, I'm not saying that he didn't. I'm definitely saying from the WWE, WWF. Like,
because there was a couple of films he was in where he had to play like a role where he wasn't fighting.
Yeah,
he was doing. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't action, but like, what was that one where he was like a helicopter pilot, a rescuer? In the building.
Yeah, one leg. Yeah, one leg. Couldn't tell you. I know what you're talking about. And yeah, one leg.
Or even when he was in Be Cool and he played the gay bodyguard.
I actually like that movie.
Yeah.
But
so he worked his way up.
Yeah, most definitely.
To be labeled as an action
guy. Now John Cena, on the other hand,
John Cena.
I don't
diversity. It was oddly
that's what I was going to say. Like I've seen him in some comedic roles, and I'm like, okay, his timing is pretty damn good as far as when it comes to comedy and shit.
I saw him in Blockers, where he had to play a parent who was trying to keep their kids from having sex.
Yes, and he was a stay-at-home dad for the most part. I seen it at the movie theater. Remember the part when he was in the window and he saw the other parents having sex, and he kind of looked in the eyes of the guy that was like coming at the same time that he was looking at him and shit. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah,
so fucking weird. But that movie was funny. I don't really I really don't get those vibes from The Rock. Like, not that he's not versed. I mean, he only plays one or two roles, and the movie he did with Kevin Hart when he was CIA.
Yeah,
that was one of the funniest roles I've seen The Rock in, and I don't know if that's just because of Kevin Hart. I think their chemistry made him funny. Like their chemistry made him funny enough.
Yeah.
But I can't really recall too many movies where I had to see The Rock be comical like that.
I mean,
either way.
Yeah, the Tooth Fairy. I guess he
didn't watch it.
That was hockey, or the game playing. He played a football player. Tooth Fairy, he played a hockey player.
Didn't play it. Didn't watch it.
I guess so. He. You know how you get into certain industries, you got to pay your dues by playing certain roles.
I think The Rock was like, I do not want to go back to wrestling because I pretty much did all that I can do, and if I go back, it's just for the love of the game. That I gotta make it work in Hollywood.
Yeah. But I think of his last couple movies he's done, it's been all action. But in the very beginning of his career, he had a lot of
Escape from Witch Mountain. Remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that movie. He had a lot of comedy, suspense, thriller. He had stuff that wasn't all action. Now he's pretty much been almost all action. Oh, well, he did the TV series. The what was that one with Denzel Washington's kid?
Ballers. I wanted to watch that, but it just I'm gonna go back to it. I heard that was a good series. I haven't watched any of it.
It didn't appeal to me too much, but I did watch an episode or two, and that's when I kind of saw Denzel Washington's kid kind of
as a good actor.
Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe you can act. Now, mind you, it was within his realm of being an athlete, which kind of gave him that little edge of, all right, cool. But he has got progressively better as well, as far as not just wrestlers going to acting, but as far as athletes in general going into acting, he has gotten better. Like even Terry Crews, even when he first got into it, he wasn't. He's honed that this is what I'm going to be in these movies, and they're going to ask me to dance with my shirt off. He's cool with that.
And that's fine. I mean, I ain't got nothing to say about
that. Even when he was, what was that movie he was in? Training Day with Denzel, and he played one of the thugs. I was like, It's not believable, but
I mean, but he didn't have any speaking roles.
Right.
It was believable.
Then it's standing there like, hey, what's up? Like, I believed it, but I didn't believe it.
I would say like this. I didn't even remember he was in that fucking movie until he was like, yeah, I was in the movie. I'm like, what? And he was releasing the birds, right? The pigeons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember until like I watched something and I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely in that fucking movie.
In that movie, yeah. So I mean, I think for wrestlers, I honestly think it's an easier transition for them to act versus.
I think the best dynamic and entertaining wrestlers, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of them, I don't.
Because I think some like the rappers and some of the athletes, I think they have a harder time transitioning over into it.
They play themselves basically in movies.
Yeah,
there's no range.
Yeah, like even I'm not saying that John Cena was any better. I'm not even saying that Triple H was any better. Because he was in one of those movies with the vampire chick.
Blade. He was in Blade.
Was he in Blade? Yeah,
the third one. But he didn't have any. It wasn't really no speak. It was just like he was he was a body and like, oh shit, Triple H, like that's what you went to go see that movie for,
right? So you got matter of fact, even Stone Cold had better acting than
what was Stone Cold then?
And The Longest Yard with Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
Remember Goldberg was in it. A couple of them. Like it was the weirdest thing when he said nigga, and he like.
Because he was a CEO. Yeah, he was a CEO there. Yeah.
And when he said it, and they hit him, and they caught him with the clothesline, and I think he shit himself. I was like, yo, Nelly can't rap Nelly can't not rap. Nelly can't act in my opinion either, but he did even Michael Irvin did good in that. It was
Michael Irvin acted like Michael Irvin,
right? But it was believable.
Shout out to Michael Irvin.
Shout out to everybody trying to do it.
True testament that cocaine really don't fuck with the body like that.
That's crazy.
Oh man, did you ever hear like that story? I mean, I'm pretty sure you heard about it. Like they had a house called the White House. And the reason why it was called the White House is because that's all they did on their off time was cocaine and just had girls up in that joint and just like having a ball before the games in the 90s.
Sounds like any given Sunday.
Hey. Yeah.
That was back when LT could actually almost act, but he played a football player. So I guess it wasn't.
Man, the 90s, man. Shout out to the 90s.
LT is still alive, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I didn't want to make that joke and he'd be dead, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. But
he had a good run. I mean, either way.
Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, no, I ain't gonna think about that. I was talking to my wife and shit just not too long ago. Actually 30 minutes ago. And she was like, I came across this article and it said it was Shannon Sharp and it says the necessary evil to Shannon Sharp says he has to do to have a body like this at 56. And in my head, I'm like, testosterone and steroids next.
Uncle Shay, stop it. No,
I read the art. You know how like it's like one of them fake articles that just tell you a bunch of collective stuff. I didn't even get past to the point where he actually said if he did or didn't. However, I was telling my wife, I'm like, look, that's how I'm trying to be. I said, not as big, but I want all your female friends and whoever be like, damn, your husband look good for 56. Right. So, hey.
all I'm saying about Uncle Shay is, look, I get Uncle Shay is the man, and I know he got a lot of celebrity friends, but he can't be on the sideline at Lakers game trying to fight the players. We know you bigger than all the niggas.
What happened?
Remember when he was trying him and John Morant's dad and him?
Oh yeah. That was just kind of just like weird to see. It was weird to see. I remember that because he said what he said, but it's just kind of like, yo, I say what I said.
We know you bigger than all the guards and the shooting guards in that league, and you're about the same size as these new breed small forwards. But like, why you trying? We know you about 267 pounds. Like, come on, you ain't gotta be trying to bully niggas like that.
Yeah.
But I will say his best interview he's done so far is with Cat Williams. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, just looking at it, whether it was true or not, whether he exaggerated any of it, that was probably the most talked about thing I've ever seen in my life.
I still never seen it in its entirety.
I saw it.
Once the damage is done, I'm just like, I'll just check the clips. So I ain't got time to sit through all this.
I saw it in its entirety twice. Once while I was at work and I had nothing to do, and the other one was when I went to go see my homeboy. I think the Ravens were playing in the playoffs that day. Matter of fact, they were playing the Steelers. And if the Steelers won, they made the playoffs or whatever. So I was hanging out with him and we were drinking some vodka that he promotes. And the chick who he was staying with was watching it. And I was like, yo, I heard it. So we in there playing Phase 10 and watching watching that show. I'm like, oh, I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you see it, babe? You watched it? I think she watched some of it. Maybe a little bit. No, not even like a clip.
What?
Of the Cat Williams thing with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was on my phone.
Yeah, she watched the whole thing.
I watched it. I was at work and
she
working on something and just listened to it.
Yeah, she listened to it while working. You know what? And that was good listening. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like people were very productive at work while listening to that, because it was like, oh shit, while you still doing your work and you might stop for a minute to hear what he said. Like, oh damn, you just
yeah.
You man, like these workplaces need to start incorporating like little soft jazz, maybe some a couple
soft jazz.
Maybe a couple of little R&B old hits, you know.
Listen, you do that on your own time. Like I'm like, you work with your headphones on. I do it all the time.
Look, my soon to be old supervisor used to not used to. He would play like old school stuff like from the 70s. Like he'll play like some Isley, all that, and you'd be like, huh? All right, I see you over there. And then all of a sudden I felt more productive. Like I was like doing some work. I was like, okay, doing work. I felt like I was getting shit done. I was like, man, why don't we do this all the time?
Yo, it's some truth to that though. Like certain music for certain people. Like I make this joke with my wife all the time. Like women, and when they go shopping in house music, if that motherfucker pumping in that fucking store, oh, they buying everything because it just goes to the beat like that. What is it, like 120 BPM of doom?
Yeah, it's
you grabbing shit off the rack and shit, putting it on, doing this shit. Like, okay, I'm gonna get this, put it in the cart. Like if that fucking house music going, I'm like, yeah, she's spending a rag of money in that motherfucker. That's what she doing.
When I used to work at Express for the 3 to 5 times I actually worked there in the course of 2.5 years, that's what they played.
House music. It get motherfuckers buying shit, and for some reason, it was like they know what they're doing. Forever 21, like whenever I was like fake with a, oh yeah, let's go in here and shop type shit with a girl, or I'm watching her shopping shit. That's all that was playing. House music.
Because they wouldn't put me out on the floor. So they told me, we're not going to put you on the floor. We're just going to have you tagging stuff and putting sensors on stuff. I was like, oh, all right, cool. That's fine. I didn't want to be on the floor anyway. So then it was like, yeah, we didn't put you out there just because when people are out there, we need them to look a certain way to encourage people to
Yo, I will fuck that whole store up for somebody saying that to me. I know it to be true, but don't fucking just in my face ugly. No. You want me to work for you for the wages and then low key call me ugly? No.
Hey, they can low key. But I told you the story about how we were back there. The dudes were telling me how to steal clothes from out of there.
No, I don't remember this.
Oh, I didn't tell you. Oh my lord!
They in bankruptcy probably because of y'all stealing clothes.
Well, I was at the Annapolis store. The Annapolis store was one of the highest grocery stores.
They still in bankruptcy.
Oh yeah, of course they are.
They shit not on the stock market no more, and some more shit.
Yeah, so I remember when I used to have them as a stock, man. I was like, why are they so low? It's holiday time, I'm trying to sell, and they couldn't do nothing, man. But now, cause my first day there, they was like they didn't want people to be on the floor. They had me back there tagging it so for the sensor. So I was back there talking to the dudes, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get out of here so I can get me a drink. There's oh, you drink too? Yeah, man, I be coming this joint lit, man. I got some in my bag if you want some. I'm like,
oh my gosh,
in mind, fam. So then they're like, yeah, sometimes, how I, blase, I'll steal some shit, whatever. And they were telling me how to do it. So one of the managers, I guess, one of the things comes around. She says to one of the other managers, because one of the other managers was my girlfriend. She was like, why does he never talk?
I remember this story. I remember this story. I was
like, and like this, like, so that's your girl? I said, oh yeah. And like, you didn't tell us you was the boss. Like, we telling you all this stuff. I said, man, look, I'm about to be here for 3 days tops. Like, I ain't tripping on that. Like, so I'm trying to save it so that they still talking to me, so I can have people to hang out with outside of like just me and her. And they ain't even rocking with me. They like, man,
nigga, you are narc at that point. Yeah, you the feds at that point.
I was like, how? Mind you, the dude still ends up getting hemmed up for stealing. But I never got around to even telling them. So by the time I said, yeah, what happened to homeboy? Oh yeah, we caught him stealing. I was like, oh yeah, he told me how to do it too. Why didn't you say that beforehand? Well, I don't work there. I was working there for the holidays because you asked. Like, the fuck you mean?
That is a very peculiar situation to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, geez Louise.
Then they told me I wasn't pretty enough to be out there on the floor. I mean, shit.
You ain't tell me that part where you originally told me the goddamn story. You just said that. You told me the other part of that story.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't tell me that. They just eventually put me on.
That was a way of saying it. Like, we want this place to look a certain way when people come in here to shop. That's almost as worse as saying like, yo, we want white people to come in. We need the black people in the back.
Hey, look, that's what Gaithersburg, that tutor center in Gaithersburg said to me was pretty much.
Oh, how we never talked about that?
I mean, they didn't have to say it. She looked at me, because my resume, especially when it comes into the education field, is top notch. Like, it's a resume that people who have worked 30 years strive to have when it comes to the education field. Okay. When that lady got on that thing and she saw that I was a black man, the look on her face was like,
they know, man.
Huh? I mean, like, she was in like complete shock, because you see my first name, and my first name isn't necessarily with black people. I only know one other person with my name who is black, and he played for the Raiders. And that was for like 2 seasons with the last name Grant.
I don't even know that person. I don't even know him.
But everybody else that has that name is white. So probably when she looked at it, was like, oh yeah, no, this person, okay, they'll be perfect.
Because you have a generic ass last name too.
Oh yeah. You look at me, you're like, she's like, oh God, oh. When she got herself together, how are you doing today? I'm so sorry that I'm a little late today. And I'm like, I was like, oh Lord. But she had the shot look. She's like, so the next phase will be this, and this. And I'm gonna just give my findings over to whatever. I'm like, in my head, I want to believe that someone just out interviewed me. You know what I mean? Like someone just really just out interviewed me, because I mean, clearly, I still don't know the purpose of what interviews do, except for the fact that weed out who's lying about their resume.
But the thing is, my wife's been in management. Like, you can the resume and the interview can go well, and they still be a shitty person.
Yeah,
it just has to be some other way than interviews like that to actually get a good employee, because it's like it's still 50-50 no matter what. You can have everybody good on paper and even personality wise, but your company is some shit, and the people that's coming in is like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this shit. I can go somewhere else and be straight.
Right.
So interviews are weird.
Yeah. How your French fries?
Good. I'm actually eating fish stew with someone else.
Oh, okay. Did you cook all the French fries?
No, there's some in the pan and then there's some in the pot.
Okay.
Frying.
I'm telling you, man. You know, the first time I've ever heard anyone say to me that I was their first pick to hire was the Department of Health. And I'm just like, wait, I'm your first pick? It's like, yeah, like you really impressed us the first time. I'm like, and I had half a brain to ask, is it because I'm already with the state or because...
Yo, just take it and run with it, man.
Look,
Yo, that is a boss story. I was their first pick. Niggas know what I'm about. You know what I mean? Like, do all that shit.
So what you're saying is I should be like, was AI was the number one pick, so I should be like, AI, yeah, I know what y'all get. What's up?
Yo, you just walk in the bar playing that Rich Homie Quan and
No. I've already told my supervisor. I said I'm walking out playing my tribal chief song, the Roman Reigns entrance. When you see me walking out with the one finger up like this.
Hold up. So Monday, you start Monday.
I start Wednesday. My last day is Tuesday. So everyone, including the wife, is trying to encourage me to take some days off before going to the new job. And they're like, I would take a day to kind of decompress. I said, well, I don't see the point of it. I'm not going from, state to federal or state to local or state to private. I'm going state to state. So if I was going to lose time, then I would take it, if that makes sense. Like, there'll be no reason for me to save time that I know I'm going to lose and not be paid out for. I might as well just use it. But in this case, because I'm going from state to state and I get to keep all my stuff, it's literally just like if my boss told me, all right, you're going to meet me at this particular location going forward. In my head, that's how it sounds. That's how it is to me. That instead of me reporting to our central location, I'm going to another central location. That's kind of how I see it. I just, Now, if it was the fans that called me, I'd have took my 7 personal days that they can't ask me shit for, and I would take that from Friday of, so not the week that just passed, but Friday of the prior week. I would take in those 5 days plus this Monday, and I would came in on Tuesday, did my exit interview, and rolled out. That's what I would have did.
Yeah, I mean, both are good points. Like, what's the point? And yeah, I get it. I would and also depends on that fucking workload. Like, did I never mind, I ain't gonna say that. See, you work to the very end, and I already told you, like, sometimes when that 2 weeks is in, I already fucking check the fuck out. I ain't doing a lot of fuck shit.
Yeah. You know what someone asked me? You remember we did a podcast once about quiet quitting.
Yeah.
We did one. They were asked. They was like, so DeLaw, did you quietly quit? I said, no, I made mine very verbal.
Very verbal and loud. Air horns was everywhere.
Look, people who I didn't even know like that was like, I heard you're leaving. Like our chief of staff was like, oh, I heard you're changing sides on us. I can't believe it. And I looked at her, I said, we got some more money for you. I'm more than happy to stay. And she just looks at me like, no.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead and move on. It'll probably be a good experience, but you're betraying us. I was like, really, chief of staff? Like, it's the weird. Like,
help me help you not to feel betrayed.
Yeah. Like it was so many people because when we moved to our new building, everybody's like, "Oh man, fuck this shit! I'm trying to get out of here," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm already out." Like, wait, what? You out? I said, "Yeah, I'm out."
I was out that first day. I did fucking 15 hours.
Shit, exactly. I did 15 hours my first day. I was already out.
I was already out. Y'all just didn't know.
Oh man, I was out, and everyone's like, "Man, I'm trying to get out." They're like, "Oh, well, look, if they got anything, let me know.
The crazy thing is when people talk like that, it was like, yo, so you just haven't been job searching? You was just like sitting in your own, wallowing in your own self-pity and shit, like I need a better job and not actually doing anything to try to get a better job?
Well, I think what everybody's doing, and I'm guilty of this too, and I encourage my wife to be guilty of this, but she went about it the right way. Take your time in job search. I mean, if you got a job and it pays the bills, there's no rush to just find anything to get out. You know what I mean? And you can be select, especially if you know that your job's not in jeopardy. It's one thing if your job's in jeopardy, like mine was when I came from the stockpile over. I had 16 months to find a job. And 16 months in this whole job thing ain't a lot of time. But now being with the state, I have time to be like, all right, well, in 6 months, for this next 6 months, I'm not going to job search. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to just work this job. And then as I get closer and closer to a year, then I will look and see what else is out there so I can advance my money, So that's the benefit you have, either being at county like my wife was at one point, or being in the state or the feds. Like you have that option to kind of know that you're going to be secure in your job. And if your job isn't going to be there, they'll move it, unless they really just don't like you. They'll move you. They'll move you somewhere. Oh, okay, your job's not going to be, so we're going to find you a position in such and such or whatever, however they do it.
Yeah.
So you have certain luxuries to be calm to find jobs, but when you really want to be out, then you really start job searching. And that's what my wife really wanted to be out. So she job searched hard as shit. She was getting interviews. She had more interviews than me in like the span of 2 weeks than I had in a span of like 5 years.
Sheesh.
Like she was getting, like I had, in the last 5 years, I had 3 interviews. When she came over to the state, she had interviewed for like 10 jobs. And 8 of them gave her an offer. I'm like, how the hell? She's like, hey man, when you like that, you like that. And I was just be mad at it. Like, shit, when you like that, you like that. Hey.
And I'd be mad at
that. I need to find out what her method is so I can be like that too, because I'm like, you got 8. You told me you can't even write you like, I wrote my resume, but I suck at it, but you got 8 interviews. 10 interviews.
Hey, yo, listen, she's just probably qualified as fuck. That's how that shit works.
And then turn around, get 8 offers, and she's like, too low. Maybe. Here we go. This is the one. I'm like,
hey, that's a good fucking problem to have, man.
A great problem. I want that problem. Shit. Look, I gotta look at the one offer I got. Like, God damn, this is what they giving me. I ain't got nothing else. Shit.
Good fucking problem to have.
Oh, bro.
Fucking hilarious. Yo, question for you.
I don't know if I want to answer, but all right.
You kind of. Hey, you could be silent. But I don't think you will, since you're on your aristocrat shit, drinking your wine. So.
Yep, I just finished this bottle.
So, who do you have disagreements more with when it comes to opinions versus facts?
Who do I have more?
Friends, your wife, or random coworkers?
To be honest.
Oh, be honest. Listen, she said, and be honest.
Listen.
That person behind me. And I only say that because me and my wife have lived 2 different lives. Okay.
Right.
So our opinions about things are based on our environment, and our facts about things are things that we have to actually encounter, so we know the actual information behind it.
But that could be said about any 2 people, right?
Yeah, any 2 people. But I have and I'm not saying that me and my wife have like these outlandish disagreements where it's like you sleep on the sofa, you bum ass nigga. Like, no, it's just more like I'll ask a question. She'll tell me her thing. I'll tell her my opinion, and she'll be like, "Well, this is what I know for a fact that this is this." I said, "Well, I never heard of that." Well, guess what? It is, nigga. And it's like, all right, well, shit. Or she'll ask me a question. I'll be like, well, no, that's not how this goes because I know from the process of this. Well, how do you know this? Because I have more disagreements with her about things than I have with anybody else. But that's also because I talk to her the most. So.
Okay, definitely understand that one. I talk to my wife the most too, and we do have our disagreements, but as far as like facts over opinions and shit. But I mainly have mines with my friends because we all come from different. I mean, I come from a different background than wife and friends and shit like that. But to give you an example, like one of the things that me and my wife disagree about, as far as like what's the fact or is it just my opinion? There's little stuff from my childhood. Like we didn't grow up together, but we grew up same, the same decade, same timeline, black family, this and that, black friends, blah, blah, blah. So there's just certain things collectively as the black culture during that time, you kind of know you guys have the similar experiences.
Right.
So one day we're talking, when you was a kid, you're like, oh, you farted, you got the fart touch, shields. She thought it was chills. See, don't fuck with me. It's not not chills.
I thought it was chills.
No, don't do this. Don't. So we had a whole fucking. I was like,
she said chills, right? With a CH. I thought it was shields with an SH.
It is chills. Okay, I thought you thought it was chills. So in my head, I'm like, because when you look like that, I was like, don't be one of them.
It was more towards that she thought it was chills. Like, what the hell? You going to chills a fart?
Right. So we go through this whole thing. She was like, that don't even sound right. I was like, no, it's a fact. Think about it. I am shielding myself from the fart touch.
Mm-hmm.
I say I'm about to fuck it up. Shields. So we go through this whole thing.
Right.
Talking back and forth, this, not arguing, but, going back and forth, very animated and shit like that. We had to get Alexa and Google involved. They couldn't handle it. So we actually get on our phone.
You sound like you got attorneys in it.
I mean, they are, listen, in this house, like, that's who we defer to sometimes. Like, ask one of them motherfuckers. So I get on my phone and whatever, and I show her. She was like, well, I've been living the life of a lie. And I was like, you've been saying the wrong shit.
No, me and my wife had those discussions about lingo and like what it means. And I'd be like, oh yeah, this is what it's meant when I was coming up. And she'd be like, oh, well, no, this is what it meant when I was coming up. And I'm like, how? So we go to that.
Yeah, so those are some of the things that we, and I don't know if you can really consider that like facts versus opinion, but it's like I can see how shared experiences, and y'all both think it's fact, but at that point, is your opinion, or do you got your fact wrong? Because it's your opinion that it was chills because you don't even know what you were saying. You was just saying it, but I knew it was chills because when you cognitively think about it, you're shielding yourself from the fart touch, whatever,
Yeah. I will say, because I know with the young kids, when we talk about lingo, so I don't get in discussion with about it because I know they're going to have their own lingo. Just like my parents didn't get in discussion with me about the lingo we had. But the one thing I can't get past is the drip.
Oh, I get that. So it's kind of like,
well, I understand what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like,
you don't know where it derived from?
Back in the day, when you had the drip, you was burning. You know what I'm saying? You so when they be like, "Oh yeah, I got the drip one," it's like,
"Oh my god!"
I gotta think like, "Wait,
I forgot about that."
You got the drip. Like you're like 8 years old. How the hell you got the drip? Who you fucking? Like it's like,
yeah.
So I
get what you're saying. Yeah, the lingo shit is that's gonna be forever changing in our culture, and sometimes the shit come back.
Because when we used to say, like the chicks, oh yeah, my face is beat. When we used to say something was beat, It wasn't a gift.
Exactly. But I understand their. But see, the thing is, I understand their term because that's what it's supposed. That term for that is what it's supposed to be because you go to the wherever to go get your face beat and for makeup and shit like that. Like I get that.
Beat still means.
It means both.
It still means both, but it still means like when someone beats you up. That in my head when you been it's one of them things like it's always had like a negative thing to me when someone's like when they start saying, "Oh, my face is beat," and I'm like, I don't see no bruises. Like, fuck you mean it's beat? Like I guess that's just me. In my own world as I put it.
Yeah, I definitely get that. But yeah, man, like that was just like one of the things where it's like, yo, one is like I said, I can't really say one is like her opinion that's what it was because she thought that shit was to be true, like fact. She was just saying what everybody else was saying and shit. I'm like, nah, it's the other way around. But as far as like who I argue with most about like facts and opinions is definitely my friends or whatever because they all, how could I put it? They all are very opinionated, and sometimes they let that being opinionated actually cloud what holds to be true. Because there is a, how could I put it, in their life and in their environment and from their background, some of the things that we talk about, it actually was fact. And it's weird because it's kind of like, yeah, that could be fact for your life in this particular situation, but here's the other half of this story, or here's the other half of this scenario that you don't know about, and that's why it's your opinion. Like one time we were, I think I was talking to my homegirl about something. I cannot remember. I think I was talking to her about something. But like when it comes to matters of like, let's just say like the dating or the opposite sex, or just interacting with them and shit like that. Let's use the common scenario of, women saying they do this or this and that because that's what guys like. And it was like certain things, this is why women do certain things because that's what guys like. And I would say to her, because she's still out there dating and shit, I'm like, no, guys actually don't like that. Guys don't give a fuck about that. They kind of tolerate it because they want you around. And y'all don't know how to handle certain things. So if it's kind of like, yo, you tell your girl that you're trying to get to know and stuff like that, like I don't really give a fuck about that. Now you telling her like, yo, you wasted your time. And I don't know how much time you could spend doing this, but no guy gives a fuck about that. We're not going to, we're not going to say that willy-nilly. So I was saying that to her. She was like, well, you just don't know. Not all guys feel that way. And in my head, I'm like, I can guarantee you they do. They just don't. They're not going to say it. Just like I have not said it. But I'm saying it to you because you're my homegirl. I don't give a fuck about what you think or what I'm about to say. Hopefully you still be my friend because we ain't, So it's like stuff like that. I get into like fact versus opinion when it comes to like my homeboy with like religion and what's supposed to be what in society and this and that. And, and it's always coming, like you said, it always comes from like, mainly with me and him is more or less like what our experiences has been.
Right.
So, and we have different experiences and stuff like that. But when it comes to certain things, it's just kind of like, yo, I've dealt with this before and this is how I handled it. This is how I probably should have handled it. I can guarantee you, most situations are going to turn out this way because of this and this. But yeah, man. As far as like my wife, we don't really get into too many. Nah, we do, but it's about dumb shit. Like I said, the fart sex shit. We don't really get into too many major facts versus opinion shit. Like even when we talk about like just like stuff we see with couples or marriage and stuff like that. Like she has her opinion, I have my opinion. We can kind of agree on facts because we can see both ways.
Right.
And it is also one of those things where it's like, unfortunately, we're like men and women, since our brains are wired different ways, we're gonna have different facts about the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they perceive it one way, we perceive it another. It is a fact for us, and I can see why it's a fact for them.
Right.
And situations like that, I'm just like, yo, can we meet in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
And most people are like, nah, I ain't meeting in the middle. My shit is a fact. Wrong.
I'm just curious to think, who does Mrs. Smith think she gets disputes with a lot.
It's you. This nigga drinking fucking wine in a solo cup.
Is it me, Mrs. Smith?
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
And half the time you don't even like answer the question or like sarcastic, very much so. And that's the part that pisses me off. The sarcasm.
Anything specific?
Nope.
Oh.
You should say, cut this shit out, motherfucker. Yeah, the disagreements, I think the disagreement's always fine. Like, whenever I talk to whoever, I always I try to leave with just like a different understanding. Like, all right, I can see how you can get to that. Yeah. And that's just, and I'm cool with, here's the thing, I'm cool with the disagreement if we can at least get to the point where it's just like, all right, I'm not trying to change your mind. You know what I mean? So all that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The one thing I've been seeing, or I might have seen it in passing, is what I don't agree with. Is like when that stuff happens, like fact versus opinion and shit. How it's still the and we talked about it before. Men being sassy. There's still the underlying notion of like, yo, let the woman have it. Let her have that situation. And I'm just like, come on, man.
It was funny because I re-listened to that podcast and then literally a meme showed up of a woman saying she doesn't like a sassy guy, but she wants a guy that will argue with her or whatever, stand his ground, but she wants him to let her win the argument. And dude was like, huh? He's like, yeah, sassy is when you won't let me win. Like, I know you're right, but no, let me win that argument. So I'm like, so wait, I'm sassy?
Shorty, I'm an adult.
I'm sassy because you're wrong? Like, come on. Let's be real.
Yeah, that type of shit. I'm just like, come on now. It's not even... I don't get that. Like, yo, let me win. Let me win.
I've come to the conclusion, I'm glad I'm not in the dating game. Because if it's...
put it this way. There's some people that's married to people like that. Just be happy that you just don't, you away from it in general.
Yeah. I'm like, if you're going to argue with me and you're going to come with all feelings and opinions, and I start pointing out facts and then putting out all this other stuff, don't get mad. Oh, well, now you're being sassy. So I'm being sassy. Like, at this point, why are you arguing with me then? You're arguing with me about what? Something that bothers you. I respond to it. I give you a solid defense. Now I'm being sassy because now I lost that argument. Now you're being sassy. You're supposed to let me win. No, I'm not supposed to anything. If you can't start an argument based on feelings and opinion and then lose and then get mad because you lost.
Because they know they lost. Like, it's really hard to, because think about it. Most people can't stay wound up in their feelings when it comes to like the opinions or something that they don't like hearing. Mm-hmm. So as y'all arguing, they slowly but surely, sometimes they come to their senses. So when the fifth or sixth time that you're hammering the facts, the hard proven facts, that's when they throw the nuclear bomb of, well, I don't want to talk about it no more, or whatever, man. We just gonna have to agree to disagree. I'm like, what are we disagreeing about, motherfucker?
Mm-hmm.
So
I come to the conclusion that once you start arguing with your woman, or a woman, or someone who's your potential woman, someone who identifies as a woman, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You could say one portion of it. They won't even hear the rest of it. But what they heard, they now rationalize it in their head. They now come up with a different narrative of, well, you know what? Your cooking was fine, but it could use a little bit of salt. So you say my food nasty? What? No, that's not what I said.
It's salty. It's not nasty.
It was good. It was good. It had a great flavor. It just needed a pinch of some MSG.
Oh my gosh.
Saying that my shit tastes nasty. Like, why the fuck did I even like? It's like, wait, what? How did? Or you say something just to defend yourself. So what? Oh, so what you're saying is I just be nagging you, or you? No, all I said was I'll take the trash out in a minute. I had to take my book bag off. All of a sudden, now you're
saying you're talking about grievances and not a fact and opinion.
I'm just saying, like, those are the arguments that you end up getting into in this, and when you back yourself on it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. When you back yourself up with the facts, like I came in the house, I was in the process of taking off my book bag, and you came to me and said this, and this. I just wanted to take my book bag off, and I was going to get the trash. Mm-hmm. But you came at me like I whatever.
It's like, got you. Do you mind taking the trash out? Oh yeah, okay, give me a minute. You see me walking to take my book bag off and take off my, whatever. All of a sudden now it's, I'll just do it myself. What?
Yeah.
Well, you just told me you weren't going to do it. I said, give me a minute. You want me to walk with my book bag?
I ain't gonna lie. I love those I do it myself moments because either they do it all messed up, they do it angrily, and they don't do it like I do it. So you wasted your time and now they mad at you because they felt like they had to prove a point and could not even prove the point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so what you want me to do?
All you had to do was just wait a minute. You saw I was taking off a book bag.
Like, what you want me to do?
But see, that's one of my issues that I've always had. It's like, I can ask you to do something for me, and you won't do it right then and there. But I'll be like, oh, I thought you were going to do this. Oh yeah, my bad. I got tied up watching this show. But you asked me to do something. You want it done right then and there. But if I say, okay, cool, let me go use the bathroom real quick, all of a sudden it's like, you could have just waited. Well, could I? Do you know how long I've been holding this?
Always. Listen, I hear my homeboy go through it with his wife. I hear other homies go through it with their significant others. It's always the same thing. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I actually don't have that. I don't have that particular problem.
I have stuff let it bother me. Because
usually when I say I'm gonna do something, it's not that it's done right away. It's just more or less like, and this is like the gift and the curse when it comes to me. I don't like having a lot of stuff to do. So I'll probably, depending on like that, I run through the hierarchy of how much time it's going to take. If it's going to take 2 minutes, I'll probably do that before. I'll probably stop what I'm doing right now and then do it. And that's not because I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear her mouth. I never hear her mouth. I mean, when it comes to that type of shit, because I'm always whatever. But I rarely have that problem. There's been some things that I took weeks to do. It's just one of those things she just, she understands. Like, it is what it is. It ain't never really nothing that's going to really fuck her shit up, I guess. But the trash really shouldn't fuck your shit up either. You know what I mean? It's like, it's full. Yeah.
Well, the trash is an example, but
no, I got you.
But
I got you.
I've started coming in the house. If she is there something of dire need? Can I use the bathroom? Can I do this?
Yeah, you being a smart. That's what she meant by that sarcasm, man. You been smart ass.
When something comes up and I'm like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do it in a second. Let me use the bathroom. It becomes, oh my gosh, I'll just do it myself. So then I gotta ask, is it something that's dire? Because it's like, it's just something that needs to be done right now. That I need to drop what I'm doing, not do what I'm like. Even if I would, let's say I pulled up, I'm turning my laptop on so that I can do some tutoring. Okay, dude, do you mind getting the groceries out the car? Okay, cool. Is it something that needs to be done? Like, I only say that in the wintertime, not in the summertime. Oh, anyway,
I got you. Because whatever's in there is melted or it's spoiled or whatever.
Right.
Have you. Yeah.
Can you hold on till I tell this kid work on this page and not go out and do it? You know what? Don't even worry about it. I'm asking because you see I'm in the middle of something that is supporting the house. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah.
It's not like I'm just like over here playing 2K. I could always set up, hey, I'll be right back.
I ain't gonna dare say that. Playing 2K. Yeah, I get it.
Like, hey,
I get it.
I'll be right back. I And each time I come in the house, I just walk with the controller, move it a little bit, go back out to the next load. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, so to wrap this up, right? Do you think that facts belong in a marriage in order for it to be prosperous and both people happy?
For men, not for women.
So facts don't matter to them.
No, it never.
So it's all feelings, no facts.
All feelings and opinions.
Are these famous last words for DeLaw?
You asked the question. That's how I feel. It's all feelings and opinion. Think about how they started. I feel. It's never. This is what I've observed.
Yeah. yo, your woman ever come to you with like, this is what I observed? Just know you already fucked up.
But I can respect that.
Yeah, I can respect that too.
I can respect it. But if you tell me, well, I'm the only one that emptied the dishwasher, and I emptied the dishwasher the last 6 times. What you mean? Where's your facts at? You mad because you emptied it out this time of the last 6 times that I've done it. So yeah. What part of your memory did you blank out?
Yeah, I ain't lying. I think I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. This is gonna get us both in trouble. Listen, facts do matter to us because it's kind of like at least hit me with the shit that I'm supposed to be hit with, like some imaginary phantom stuff. It's like, come on now. The reason why I know I did it because I cut my finger on the damn thing right here because it's broke. I got the scratch. I got the cut to prove it.
Then it's like, oh, well, when was the last time you did something? Oh, I did it on this day. Well, how do you know? Because I wrote it on our board that we write it on what's been done, so we don't keep asking each other dumbass questions. That's what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, because honestly, that's what it is. We got this thing where if the dishes in the dishwasher clean, if you look to the left on the refrigerator, it says if the stuff in there is clean, what day it was.
Yeah.
I even went as far as putting dishwasher empty on that day so that even though it said clean, if it's emptied on that day, now it's empty on that day. So now you know.
Man, y'all chore wheeling it up over there. We ain't doing that.
Yeah. Well, let me get closer to my. It was the easiest way I could figure out how to get accountability out of her.
Oh,
anything crazy. Because when it's written down, there ain't no denying it. Well, who did it last?
The crazy thing is when you got Jesus, God, and Mary level proof. That's the only time where it's just like, you know what, you're right. I'm like, that's the only time. That is the only.
But that's how you got to do it. You got to look. If there's any doubt, women are really good at making you think like, well, you fucked up. It's the gaslighting shit. Like you fucked up. It's like, hold up, and it'd already be night time. You in the bed thinking like, shit, she got me. Y'all sleep already. Like even with changing the cat litter, because it will always be the thing. Well, I cleaned it last. You know what? On this day, DeLaw cleaned the cat litter. Well, who cleaned it last? Did you look? Oh, okay. So then, now let's say you go down there and you say you cleaned it the very next day. I have no proof that there was even anything in it, but you put your name on there saying you cleaned it. Therefore, it still falls to me anyway.
Yeah.
So, but at least there's documents saying that, okay, who cleaned it last? Because I make sure I put my name up there that I cleaned it on what day. Like today, I need to go down and actually clean it. But you get the gist of it. Like
I get the gist.
When we're done with this, I'm going to take the dishes out of the dishwasher and put the dishwasher is empty. So that way there's never no confusion about what's going on with the dishes and the cat litter and all those things. So that way it's always documented, like, because I mean, honestly, I feel like that was some of our bigger arguments anyway, was who did what last and who was doing what. Now, mind you, there's no names about who emptied the dishwasher or anything else, but if it's empty, we all know, including the kid, stuff can go in there, so it should be no dishes in the sink. If it says clean, we get it. It's clean and it been emptied. That means someone needs to empty it. But generally, once I empty it, I put dishwasher empty, so that way it's known the dishwasher's empty. What's up, fat cat? Oh, come here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Leo the Don. Yeah.
He like, yo, I don't like really being on camera, sir.
Hey, look. The fact that he hasn't jumped off and started biting me yet, he doesn't mind being on camera. Ain't that right, Pud? AKA Poop Monster, AKA Throat Machine, AKA Bitey, AKA
Bitey. Bitey McCatface.
Yeah, because every time he needs something, he bite me. He don't even bite my wife.
Yeah.
He got ain't no food in his bowl. He bite my feet.
Yo, here's the thing. Our cat taps, and I'm like, yo, like what? Like obviously, I'm like, what do you? I'm like, and usually she'll be tapping like, yo, you in my space on the bottom, like when you're feeding away in my the bottom of the bed, so I gotta fucking move my feet. I'm like, just for her to lay down and go to sleep. I'm like, this prissy ass fucking cat, man.
Look, this is the most that he's actually sat here. When I sit down, he gets up and he darts. He's just sitting here on a chill. Yeah. And look, he looks. He's like, all right, nigga. I know you're talking about me. I just don't know what you're saying. I don't speak human.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he smells the catfish and French fries in my breath. He wants some. It's all gone, buddy.
Remember, Leo, that's cat and fish. So hey, watch out. They eat cat.
He ain't paying us no mind. He just
Yo, on that note, fellas, have your documentation in order.
Yeah. That's how you win all arguments. Documentations and facts.
But it has to come from a man above, his son, and his mother.
Yeah.
We thank y'all for tuning in. We thank y'all for tuning in. And check us out next time.